and welcome to Live at 1 p.m. It is Friday, October 29th, and it is Halloween weekend. In our studio today, we have this extraordinary woman who I'm not sure how we got her here in Central PA, but she's here. We want to keep her. And one way to keep her is to make sure that we are all supporting her and her festival. And let me bring in Pearl Gluck.
Yay! Wow. I didn't know that was the secret thing you were going to say is let's keep her here. I was like,
we found you. I can't let you go.
Until I commit to that.
So I'm going to make myself smaller, I hope.
No, never make yourself smaller.
Let's reverse that. There we go.
Whoop, we could do this all afternoon.
I'm going to do this all day. Okay, let me just warn everybody out there that my tech extraordinaire, Paul, is not with me today. So it's a fly by the seat of your pants and my new hat. All right, Pearl.
Yeah.
So your festival begins November 1st?
It begins, so at exactly midnight, every single film that's available online for the whole week goes live. And it's because of this wonderful app that all these filmmakers trust called Eventive it started before the pandemic hit, but then during the pandemic, filmmakers were trying to figure out, what are we doing? How are we showing our work if we can't be in person? And how do we do it so it's protected? And it doesn't ruin their distribution deals, like if they get on Netflix or Amazon and people are going to feel like it's already been seen everywhere. So they figured out how to do it, and they do it with an organization called Eventive. So we've partnered with Eventive this year, and almost all of our films are online. Some of them are still going old school with in-person only, and those are marked on the festival guide. And all of them are available all over Pennsylvania, not just here, and some around the world. And so that goes live at midnight on the 1st, and then that goes all the way to the end of the festival, which is November 7th. So that's our online portion of the film festival, and that's on the entire week. And then Monday night, we cut the ribbon at the State Theater, because we cut the ribbon in 2019 at the Roland. So we're obviously going to move back into the Roland at the end of the week, but we kick it off in the State Theater for the first time this year. So we're doing that on Monday night. We ask everyone please to come if they can. Our first 2 nights at the festival honor Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month, which is November. And we have 3 films for that. And you can search for that on our site too. And then on Wednesday night at the State Theater, we had already planned a Pride on Screen event with Lyle Cash's Death and Bowling, which just won the Audience Award at Outfest, which is basically the Sundance for LGBTQA+ film festivals. And so they're coming. And then we have this horrible hate-filled person coming to our campus as well. So it's literally lining up with the same day or the day after. So please come and be in a positive environment and talk about film with a filmmaker who made this incredibly entertaining, funny, but also, with gravitas film about issues that the trans and LGBTQA community face. So we invite you. And that's the end of the State Theater visit, which we're super excited about. And then we go visit the Mishler in Altoona, and we're just doing that as a guest this year, and next year we'll cut the ribbon there, God willing, or goddess willing, or whichever, or whatever you believe. And there we're going to be doing this incredible film about women growers of marijuana who have had independent businesses or charged by their own identities and ways in which they want to do ethical business modeling in the CBD and pot world, marijuana world. And so they're local growers. And then, of course, pot becomes legal. What does that mean when the corporate world comes in and starts to make this very difficult for these women? And our local grower, Pink Mule, will be there and potentially give out some samples of CBD oil, but still at the Mishler. So do join us there. And then we move into
getting on Facebook for that one.
Oh, yes. Excellent. So, move in with us to the Roland and Phillipsburg and appreciate one of the 3 historic theaters that we're in this year. And every piece of this festival involves all 3 generations of content creators, from starter content creators. We start with high school to college and university students from all over the world, actually. And then, of course, accomplished industry professionals. So we'd love to see everyone there. And we're keeping students completely free, and we try and keep the prices as low as possible. We have the most amazing sponsors, including yourselves. I absolutely love your festival and Tempest Productions. And so it's so great, so great to have this community event happen.
So students, and this is college students and high school students, right, are free?
Completely free with a student ID. You have to have your
Wow.
student ID. And we have them on our jury too. We have a few high school students on our jury. We have a few college students on our jury with the industry professionals. So they're watching films. They have been for the last few weeks.
That is awesome. Let's just talk. So centerfilm.org is your, let's just bring that up for a sec. So everyone, if you
well
go
done.
directly to centerfilm.org, you can get all of this information, how to purchase tickets. You had a pre-sale going. Are we past the pre-sale or are we still in pre-sale mode?
We are past the pre-sale, but if that helps somebody get a ticket, do let us know. We'd be happy to take 10% off.
Okay, look at this. Shall we show your little promo?
Yes, cut by a previous Penn State student. By the way, we also have a lot of Penn State alums coming.
Oh, nice.
From people you haven't heard of yet because they've just graduated,
Mhm.
to people you have heard of, like Patrick Fabian. I'm sure we'll see that on the clip right now. Keegan Michael Key, and a gentleman named Ian Tarbert. These are not like, these aren't the names they put out there, but he's the producer, one of the producers behind Drunk Bus, which stars someone you have heard of, Charlie Tahan. So these are our Penn State alums that are coming in. And then Joshua Leonard, who's a Penn State native. His father was at the theater program, Bob Leonard. So Joshua Leonard of Blair Witch fame, and his latest movie, Fully Realized Humans, is going to be playing on Friday night, and he'll be here. He's driving in from upstate New York. So speaking of Penn State alums, we have a lot of those too, just to really celebrate the voices that are coming out of this Pennsylvania area. And I wanted to tell you that before you watch this, because one of our Penn State alums actually cut the teaser, which wasn't easy because they were 80 plus movies for him to try and cut into 4 minutes or less.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Let's do it.
And everybody out there watching, give me a second to make this all happen. Here we go. Maybe not. Are we up there? We're up there. Here we go.
I think I love you. I'm Julia Child. Where would you show this? There are film festivals all over. But do they show this kind of thing?
All done. Need you both to get up and leave. Our friends suck.
My name is Toto, your digital companion.
Brava, Toto. I've been vegan since I was in 9th grade.
This is to the Champagne crew. We do not need anybody. We are independent. Vaina. Do you feel as though you had to sacrifice anything to stay and dance? Amber.
Je faisais tout ça, puis j'essayais de les coiffer.
Slavery's over. We're not accepting it no more. It's done.
Can't say, I'm free, man. I'm outside in this free world.
You don't have to destroy the system to get the results you want.
love you.
I think I lost Pearl.
Hi,
Hi, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. So if you go to centerfilm.org, and I've just heard from a Facebook viewer that the sound was a little low on that, but you can hear it. I had it cranked on this end. I also saw Ashley Williams in there. My husband is an Ashley Williams fan, and her sister, Kimberly Paisley. But
Sweet. I
so
love
some
that.
great stuff happening. How did this all begin?
So it started, first of all, I used to run, like you, I used to do arts events in New York back in the olden days, in the late 90s and early 2000s. And I wouldn't say, I mean, I missed the community aspect of it. So, but I let that go for a while as I was making films and then eventually teaching and making films. And then I walked into the Roland Theater and I just right then and there thought something needs to be done here. And then a combination of my partner, Kurt Chandler, who lives in Phillipsburg, and he was like, all right, I'm game. Let's do this. So we're both crazy people agreeing to do this. And then the theater itself coming on board and saying, yes, let's do it. This is about 4 years ago now. And the PRC, the Phillipsburg Revitalization Corporation, was like, yes, let's do it. And so slowly we started to infuse energy into the idea. And the mission that we came up with together with me, with Kurt and the team, was that we would focus on Pennsylvania, stories told out of Pennsylvania that resonate, artists that live in Pennsylvania, and stories out there that we bring here that resonate, which is pretty much any human story, right? And so, and then creating an experience that people would want to come to. And this is where the Happy Valley Adventure Bureau came on. And then a bunch of our other partners came on board as well, and these awesome businesses locally and so on. So that was 2019. And we knew that our mission would be multi-generational and historic theaters. And so that's continued. And of course, when the pandemic hit, we went online, but we allowed all the ticket sales were kind of divided among 3 different art houses here. So the proceeds can go there, including the Roland, the State Theater, and Three Dots. And then this year, the State Theater and the Roland have partnered with us, and same with the Mishler, in addition to all of our other sponsors. So we're just staying the course. What we didn't expect was for it to mushroom so quickly. And so it went from 20 films year 1 to 40 year 2, and now we're on 80 plus with 20 visiting filmmakers. So I'm urging whoever's watching, your listeners, let's give these filmmakers a great experience here. Let's show up for them if you can, and if you're comfortable to show up in person. These theaters are huge, social distancing, and obviously we'll follow all the guidelines. So come if you can, and if not, we have the online version of all of these, so you can engage online and show them what Center Film arts community and film lovers are about.
And I mean, it's such a wonderful project. And the fact that it's grown so much, right, in 3 years is just, astounding. So everyone, centerfilm.org, you can get all of the information. You can find out about Zoom links if you're not comfortable going out yet, right? And if you can go out, we've got the Roland Theater, the State Theater, and the Mishler. So Phillipsburg State College and Altoona, right?
Yeah, and if you like dress up, we're talking about Halloween. We're doing a 1920s night with a film we just got out of Telluride called The Automat. And The Automat was started in Philadelphia. So it's a made in PA film. We're really excited about it. And Brown Dog is going to be hosting our cocktail reception both Friday and Saturday night in Phillipsburg. Friday night is Julia Childs inspired because we're showing Julia. And Saturday is Automat inspired so they're looking at the Automat menu and coming up with some cool interpretations. And we're encouraging you to come in your 1920s best. We'd love to see you. Or show up online in your 1920s best. We'll see you there.
And you can just bring them on in. So what's one of your favorite things about the festival?
The whole reason we started it, which is to create conversation around film. And this is a tough thing to say during a pandemic, but also being in a space together, so trying to create those online is also now one of our goals. I just love that. I love that we can be in one place, whether that's online or in person at this point, and let film inspire us to have conversations. I think of these theaters as neutral spaces. It's not, there's no mission behind it. There's no agenda. It's really just whatever. You can just want to come and be entertained, or you can want to come and talk about something that's meaningful to you.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. I don't know.
All right. So for those people who may not have met you yet,
Right.
right? If there's one thing that you wanted people to know about Pearl Gluck, what would it be?
God, one thing. I
Okay,
don't
you can
know.
wrap it into a bigger thing and
I
smaller.
mean, other than the obvious that I love to make films and have conversations around films,
All
that I
right.
love teaching, and what else? You mean
What's
something other than the obvious?
other than the obvious?
I am an avid fan of salsa dancing. I pretend that I'm good at it, and I can do it at any time I have an opportunity. Unfortunately, there aren't too many places here.
That's very true. But hey, during Central PA Theater and Dance Fest,
I'll be there. I've danced
you
there.
out during the salsa
I
sequence.
was there. I was at your salsa dancing class. I loved it. I had a blast.
All right. So let's get back there. Centerfilm.org, November 1st through the 7th. Anything else we want to say before I move on?
Yeah, follow us because we're going to keep posting things at Center Film, either on Facebook or Instagram and Twitter. I just want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank our volunteer team. We have so many people that are behind making this happen. And I want to thank you for having us on here.
Hey, when do you start up again?
What do you mean?
For next year, when does all the planning start?
All the planning, this time all the planning will start way earlier. So look out for information about that, probably in February or March. We're going to start earlier. We're always in November. We're always on an away game. But we're going to start earlier because it got so big, and we hope to be in 3 theaters all week next year.
So there you go. If you go to centerfilm.org and you follow them, and I'm assuming sign up for your mailing list,
Yes.
right? Then you'll be the first to know what's happening and what's coming up next year as well as this year. Pearl, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. So November 1st through 7th, once again, centerfilm.org, and go there. So it is Halloween weekend, right? Hence, yes, I do have a hat thanks to Holly Foy, this nice little pointy witch hat. And we have happening this weekend tonight, Spooky Stories by Tempest Productions in the Central PA Theater and Dance Fest. Starting at 6 p.m. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., we have stories for young, very young, from Room on the Broom, which I will be reading in a different witch hat at that point. So yes, a witch reading about a witch, right? But we also have County Commissioner Mark Higgins reading Bone Soup. We have Fritz Smith, the executive director of Happy Valley Adventure Bureau, joining us, and he will be reading Bonaparte Falls Apart. And we have the mayor of State College joining us to read Click, Clack, Boo. And I have a few other guest readers, and that is from 6 to 7 p.m. And that's that preschool to grade 2, grade 3 level. From 7 to 8 p.m., we move into middle school and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. We also have a few other short middle school stories, and we have people coming from LA, New Orleans, Seattle, New York City, as well as here in State College to help bring those stories to life. At 8 p.m., from 8 to 10 p.m., it's those horror classics, The Lottery, The Monkey's Paw, Telltale Heart, and I feel like I'm missing one. What am I missing? I should check my notes. And, Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. And that is from the 8 to 10 p.m. slot. And then at 10 p.m. till midnight, we're going into a little bit of the scarier modes. And we have Deadwood, The Whole Town Sleeping, Strawberry Spring, Selfies, Last Breath, and Patient Zero. And that includes some Ray Bradbury, some Stephen King, some Joe Hill, and a few other authors. So I hope that you can join us for Spooky Stories. To get information on that, you simply go to tempestproductions.org and you can register for the event. And the event is free and it's for all ages. And finally, for Halloween weekend, Adam Swartz Puppets will be sending us off tomorrow night with Saki Horror Picture Show. And in that case, and we're going to jump over to their info, and they are at adamswartzpuppets.com. And I'm going to show you that promo, and we're going to end this broadcast with a 4-minute little bit of Saki horror. So I'm going to share my screen. And there's Adam Swartz Puppets Presents the Saki Horror Picture Show. 5 p.m. is your sock puppet workshop, with 8 p.m. the film screening with puppets. And let us end today with a little bit. And let me make sure our sound is the whole way up. And here we go. And so that film is still playing in the background, so let me stop that. So you can catch that clip tonight during our spooky stories as well, and you'll be able to catch it online here in a few minutes when we post it. So there you go. Lots happening this weekend and into Monday. Tonight, once again, spooky stories. Tomorrow night, Saki Horror, and Monday night, we've got the Center Film Festival. So that's it for this week, and I hope to see you guys around. Thanks. See you next week.